So Hare Krishna, all of you, welcome. Welcome all of you to this session. We are having wisdom tales. Today is third day, I guess, right? So all of you are happy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. So what we'll do, as is a custom, we start with some small prayers. I'm going to share some screen. You can repeat what happens whenever we start any session. We would like to start with some prayers to invocation. Okay. So I'm going to share something now. And we can start off with that. Are you all able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, wait, I am going to put it in. So before starting, this is dedicated to His Divine Grace, His Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Hope you are all aware of our founder Acharya. Okay, so this is a short prayer. You can all unmute your speakers and you can join. I mean, you can repeat after me. With folded hands, we can start. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya
Om Ajnana Timirandhasya
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Shalakaya
Chakshurun Militam Yena
Chakshurun Ulmilitam
Chakshurun Mena
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha
Tasmai Shri Gurave
Namaha.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya
Krishtaya Bhutale
Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhaktivedanta
Srimate
Bhaktivedanta
Swamin Niti Namine
Swamin Iti Namine.
Namaste Saraswate Deve
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Gauravani
Pracharine
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
Paschatya Deshatarine
Paschatya Deshatarine.
He Krishna Karuna Sindho
He
Krishna Karuna Sindhu
Deenabandho Jagatpate
Deenabandhu
Jagate
Gopesha Gopika Kanta
Gopesha Kanta
Radha Kanta Namostute
Radha Kanta Namostute
Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi
Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi
Adhe Vrindavaneshwari
Radhe Vrindavaneshwari
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrishabhano Stute Devi
Vrishabhanu Sute Devi
Namami Hari Priye
Pranamami Hari Priye.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai Shri Krishna
Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Advaita Gadadhara
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Now we can all repeat together. We can start. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare
more time. I think you can repeat after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare
More last time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Hare
So can we start our session now? So today this is the second session we're having. So we call it as Wisdom Tales. a challenge of 108 stories, right? So we have finished, I think, couple of stories. Today's story, I mean, the theme of this first sessions is about association. How we associate, what is the kind of association we are going to keep in our life, how it will influence our life in a better and wrong direction. So this is a theme, and on this theme, we are going to speak on two stories we have chosen for very information today. What can you see in the screen right now? I think you are able to see.
Wisdom tales.
No, you are able to see two magnets over there.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now,
No, sir. No, sir.
now what
No,
are you able to
sir.
see in the screen?
It is coming online summer camp. Wisdom tales.
It is showing the first slide.
Okay, it is not going ahead, is it?
Yes, sir.
Now is it going?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if I put in the slideshow, it is not going, is it? But you are able to see the half screen, right?
Magnetic association.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
We can see half screen.
Half screen you are able to see. And now, can you see the full screen?
No, sir. No, Prabhu.
Yes, sir.
Some of you are able to see.
Prabhuji, you can unshare the screen, put it to presentation, then you share the presentation screen.
Okay. Fine. Just a minute. Now is it coming full screen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Not coming.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Can
Sir,
you
the
see-
laptop screen is coming on this side, but on this side, black screen is coming, sir.
Is there?
So we can see magnetic association.
But is it not full screen?
No, sir. It's not full
sir.
screen.
It's not full screen.
All the laptop shape, arrange, quick styles, everything is coming. And in the middle, magnetic association is coming.
Yes, sir. Now we can see magnetic association.
Is it full screen?
No, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Let me just scroll through it. What can you see now?
Magnetic association, Prabhu.
Okay, the slide is not changing, is it?
No, sir, it's not changing.
Or-
Sir, it's not
Now
changing,
it's
sir.
changing.
Now it changed.
Sir.
It has changed, but it is not full screen, right?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, anyway, can you see magnetic association will do this only? I think some problem is there.
Okay.
So what are you able to see in the screen? Two magnets, right?
Yes, sir.
So okay.
Prabhuji, I will share the screen.
Magnet and one.
Prabhu, you are sharing the screen?
I will share. You can unshare. I have the file. I'll share. You can tell.
Okay, I will unshare, is it?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
You can spotlight yourself. For all.
So Prabhu, you are going to scroll it, right?
Yeah.
Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you are able to see two magnets over there, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so because the theme today we are speaking of association. So we have taken the first example of a magnet. So just imagine you take an iron rod, and when you keep the iron rod beside some iron particles or something, will the iron rod attract the iron particles?
No, Prabhu.
No. But
No.
then for this very iron rod, you connect one magnet behind it, and then you take the iron rod with to another iron pieces. Will it attract?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
the thing is, the iron can attract the others when it has association of the magnet. So when the iron comes in contact with magnet, the magnet gains the property of magnet. Correct? So that is a power of association. The kind of people we associate with, we gather their qualities in ourselves. That is the theme of today's is association. So this is in the first example we saw about magnet. How an iron can acquire the quantity of a magnet by being with the magnet. Like that, if we be with the devotees, if we be with good friends, good people, we also become good. So this is the theme we are going to speak on with two wonderful stories today. So we'll move ahead. So this is the fifth session we're going to have. So the first story, the title is A Treasure Guarded by Great Serpent. So you're able to see on the screen how there is a serpent and there is something treasure and treasure box inside which we have a treasure. So very interesting story we are going to speak. So go ahead. So this is a story of South Indian Brahmana boy who is just 16 years old. And what happens long ago in South India, there used to be a kingdom, and there used to be this boy who was very intelligent, very devoted, and he was liked by everyone. So what happens once in the kingdom, there used to be a very arrogant scholar. He used to challenge everybody and defeat all of them. He was very arrogant. So this boy was very devoted. He was very scholarly. He was not finding the arrogant speaker to be very good. So what he did, he challenged the arrogant scholar to come and debate with him. And seeing such determination of this boy and the wonderful qualities, the queen was there. So what the queen said to the king is, let this boy come and debate with this arrogant scholar. And if this boy wins, then you please give half the kingdom to this little boy. This is what the queen requested to the king. And another condition is, otherwise, if this boy fails, then throw me to the wild dogs, I will die. Just imagine, that is the, trust she is putting on this boy. She is not fearing for death. Telling that means that this boy was very scholarly and she believed in him. So what happens next is the debate happens between this boy and the arrogant scholar, and sure enough, the boy defeats the scholar in a very pathetic manner, and the arrogant scholar just winds up everything and he is just thrown out from the kingdom because he got defeated by the little boy who is just 16 years old. So the name of this boy was Yamuna. So as the king had promised, as the queen had requested and the king had promised, this boy becomes the king now. So he is ruling the entire kingdom. So what happens next is, because a 16-year-old boy is ruling a kingdom, can you imagine the kind of opposition and opportunities the enemy camps will find? So all the surrounding, the kings, they conspired and tried to attack this kingdom because they're thinking the small boy, what can he do? But the boy was very intelligent. What he did was, before they could think and prepare themselves to attack the kingdom, he himself attacked them and made them surrender. Like this, the Pandya kingdom, which he was ruling now, that Pandya kingdom became vast and vast. And he started ruling for a very long time with very good values. He was a devoted king, everything he had. And because what happens with so much of power, what comes is enjoyment mentality. I want to enjoy the power. So he was so much engrossed in enjoyment because he comes from a very pious Brahminical background with lot of scholarly knowledge, devotion, all the samskaras which he had, but he forgot all those things, and in the worldly enjoyment of power and prestige, he started ruling, and he forgot all of his sanskaras which he had given. So that's how he started. Can we go to the next slide? So that's what he defeats the king, he expands the kingdom, and thus rules very powerfully. But what happened? The goal is missed because his parents, they wanted him to be a very good, devoted person. So, but then because of power and enjoyment, he just started neglecting his spiritual life. His whatever samskaras he had got. So he was completely a materialistic person. So what is the lesson we learn from here with this small days? The thing is, if you see mathematics 1 and 0, okay, so 0 has any value? No, right? So 1 0, if you put 2 zeros, if you put 3 zeros, if you put
No
a million zeros, does it have any value? No, right? So likewise, this boy who was a very devotional person from his childhood, he became a king and he was kept on adding a lot of zeros. His wealth was a big zero, and then his enjoyment was big zero. His queens and everything keep on adding zeros, but then he was missing the one in his life. What is that one? Which is God. When God is connected, all the zeros will get value. Correct? Is it?
Yes, sir.
That one he was missing. So what we saw in the previous slide, that he was missing the point, he was missing the goal, is he was missing the one in his life, which is adding God to his life. So that was missing. So what happened next, we'll see. So can you just answer this, like list down the examples of personalities who had great kingdom and wealth, but did not connect to the God? Any examples can you hear from, can you understand, I mean, remember from our scriptures or anywhere else, where they had very great kingdom and wealth, but they did not connect God? One example we can see is, yeah, next one. Ravana. Do you all remember Ravana who is?
So Shivaji.
Shivaji was devoted. So we'll take example of Ravana. So Shivaji Maharaj was very devoted. So he had accepted a guru, and so that's a different story. But here Ravana is an example for this, where he had a whole Lanka which was made of complete gold. Can you imagine? We have one gold ring or one thing and we become so proud. And here's a person whose entire state was with gold. Every item was a gold. Golden chariot, golden utensils, everything was gold. But he forgot God. That is one example we can give. Any other example? Next one we can give is of Hiranyakashipu. Is a story comes in Srimad Bhagavatam of our scripture, where he had all the powers. He was even able to control the demigods like Indra, Vayu, Chandra, everybody, except Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Vishnu. He was able to control the entire universe. So entire planetary system, everybody he was controlling. But then he also missed the one of his life. He was missing the God factor in his life. Like, so these are the examples, and you all know what happened to Ravana, and you all know Hiranyakashipu also met with ultimate destruction. That's what happens if you don't add one in your life. If you keep on accumulating zeros in life, this is of not much worth in life. So list down the examples who were not having much powers, but were very devotees of Krishna. Like in the contrast, there are some people who did not have much power and wealth, but they had
Prabhu Mirabai.
Exactly, very nice. Ayush told it's Mirabai. That's very correct. So
Sir, Vaibhav Teja. Sir, Geeta Panda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Exactly. And somebody had typed Duryodhana previously. That's also correct answer for not adding one in their life. Duryodhana was the one also was not adding, who did not add one in his life. So like that, the one who added one and did not have anything else. The example you saw of Mirabai.
Shabari.
Shabari is also there. Very correct. Very nice. So we'll have two examples. Can you display here? Mirabai, Shabari, yes. So we have Prahlad Maharaj and Brahmin Sudama. Do you all remember Sudama? Who is he? He is Lord Krishna's very poor friend. He was very poor. He did not have anything to eat and to wear and to stay. But then because he was devoted to Krishna, he got everything at the end. And Prahlad Maharaj did not have any power. He was completely devastated by his father, Hiranyakashipu, as we saw the example. And because he had Krishna on his side, he became glorious. And then Mother Sita, she also did not have much power. She was kidnapped by Ravana and all. But then because Ram was on her side, she became victorious. So these are the example we can see that adding one in our life is very important. But then now coming back to our story, we just saw how the boy Yamuna he became a very big king, very powerful, very wealthy, and he was of course very pious also, taking care of children, taking care of his prajas, his own children. Everything was perfect. But then he had forgotten something. That is, he had forgotten his love for Krishna. So then he has a grandfather whose name was Nath Muni. So Nath Muni is the grandfather of Yamuna, and he was very old, and he became very sad hearing that his grandson, he was ruling the kingdom and he forgot his spiritual duties. He did not add one in his life. He was feeling very sad. But then he had a very wonderful disciple by the name Ram Mishra, who was very great, scholarly and devoted sannyasi. And so what Nath Muni did is, he called his disciple Rama Mishra and expressed his sadness that his grandson Yamuna was not, not in line with the devotional principles, just immerse himself in enjoyment and wealth and everything. How to get him back? So he told Rama Mishra, please come and, this responsibility I'm going to give to you. You should make sure that Yamuna comes back to devotion to Krishna, and he perfects his life by adding that one factor in his life. So then Rama Mishra was entrusted this, and then Nath Muni passes away. So now it was Rama Mishra who has to think about it. Now Rama Mishra was thinking. He was making a special plan, what to do. So then he went to this king, Yamuna. So he went to Yamuna, and he saw that Yamuna was a very great king. So many, the emperors from different parts of India were coming to him, meeting him. So it was very difficult to get appointment with the King Yamuna. So he thought, let me make a plan, because if I just wait here, I will not be able to meet Yamuna. So what should I do? He devised a plan. So what he did, so some treasure story he wanted to create it a very unique way so that he gets attention of Yamuna. So what he did was, besides being a very great scholar and devotion, he was a very expert in Ayurveda also. So what this Ram Mishra did is, there in South India, I think some of you might remember, there is something called as Taduvali. Some Taduvali, some spinach is there, which by eating these green leaves, once old memories come, one comes to the mode of goodness, one feels very happy, one's length of life increases. So these are the benefits of eating this particular spinach. So then he devised a plan. Let me go to the head cook of this Yamuna, and what he did, he collected his Taduvali patras and he prepared a sabji and gave to the head cook. And the head cook and told him that this is very good for the king. You should feed him regularly. His mode of goodness will increase, his sattva guna will increase, and his lifespan also increases. He becomes very strong. So like that, this Rama Mishra convinced the head cook to give this every day to the King Yamuna. So now it went on for another 2 months. So 2 months, what Ram Mishra was doing is he is giving every day this Taduvali Patra to the king, and the king is relishing it. And the king started loving it actually. So he is told he felt very nice that such a nice sabji is coming. It was never before. So when this news came to Rama Mishra that the king has started to like this particular recipe, then he immediately what he did, he stopped it for 1 day. So as soon as he stopped, one day, that one after 2 months, one fine day, when the king did not get this this spinach, he asked the head cook, "What happened? You are giving this wonderful sabji every day. Today you have not given. What is the thing?" So the head cook told, "There is one person, some sadhu is coming and every day is collecting herbs from different parts of the kingdom and is preparing this to me, and then you are giving. And today he did not come, so I could not serve you this." And the king becomes very sad. Who is this sadhu? And what charge is he? Am I providing him with less money so that he stopped giving it? How much does he cost? How much does he charge for this? And the head cook told, no, this person is not charging anything. He just out of love and his regard for your majesty, he is preparing this, and today he has not come, so I don't know where he stays, where he comes from. So likewise it happens. And then Rama Mishra the next day immediately comes and then he gives. And then the king says, please bring him. So then the head cook brings Rama Mishra to the King Yamuna. Now Yamuna is very happy that he met this sadhu and thanked him for giving this. And then he told, you are not taking any money from me. You tell me please what you want, I will give you. But then Nath Muni, his mission is accomplished. He wanted to give it, right? He wanted to give this knowledge of Nath Muni to Yamuna. So he got it audience with this person, with this king. So then what happened? Then he is telling, I don't want anything. I have a great treasure left behind by your grandfather for you, and I want to give it. And King Yamuna told, oh, my grandfather Nath Muni, that's very nice. He's such a wonderful grandfather. I miss him very much. What is the treasure he has left behind me? So then this Rama Mishra tells, that's a very treasure which is kept within 7 walls. It's heavily guarded with 7 walls, and it is between 2 rivers. It's an island. So total it is an island with 2 rivers, and it is guarded by none other than a great serpent. That is the value of this treasure, is very valuable. And every 12 years, a big demon comes to inspect whether this treasure is safe or not. So such a great treasure. And added to that, the 5th thing is, this treasure is guided by a mantra. Only by chanting some mantra, you can open this treasure. And the king was very, very happy. Oh, I know that some of my enemies are trying to attack me. This is the right time I should get this treasure. So please tell me what is this treasure. So you asked Ram Mishra. Ram Mishra told that this treasure, we have to go to a place where it is stored. So we have to come with me. So do you want to know about the treasure? So let us see what is the treasure. Let us go ahead. So this is the 7 walls. The treasure is guided by the 7 walls of this beautiful temple. This temple has many gates and it has 7 walls guarding the treasure. And the second one is, it is all surrounded with river Kaveri on all the 4 sides of it. So it becomes an island. So, and then see here, this treasure is being guarded by a great serpent, the Ananta Shesha. And then the next one is, see, this treasure is such a treasure that Vibhishan, who actually installed this particular treasure long back, he still comes every 12 years to inspect and worship his treasure. So this is the treasure. And then it was installed by Vibhishan. And yes, it is guarded. It is How do I get access to this treasure is by chanting the holy names. By his mantra meditation, we will be able to get this. So these are the 5 conditions are there. So the king says, let me go. I will come with all my four different troops of Sena. We will go there and we'll get this treasure. I just want it. But Ram Mishra says, no, this treasure, you cannot go with all your army because this treasure is very valuable. We don't want to have a big crowd over there. So you have to come alone with me. So then what happens? Okay, the king Yamuna agreed, and who all went? Ram Mishra took Yamuna, and they took some 4 days of walking. They all went from Madurai. The king Yamuna was in Madurai, and now he's going towards the treasure. Can you all guess what the treasure would be? Can anyone tell what is the treasure which you just talked of? Okay, we'll tell you.
Srirangam.
Srirangam, very good. So next slide. Yeah, Sri Ranganath Swami ki jai. So this is a great treasure which Nath Muni had left it for his grandson Yamuna. Which who is taking Yamuna to the treasure? It is Ram Mishra, the disciple of Nath Muni. So this is the treasure. And if you go to the next, so then what happened? So before going, I mean, while they were going 4 days walk, they got exhausted and they were taking some afternoon nap or some rest in between. So then this Ram Mishra, what he did was, he started to chant Bhagavad Gita verses. In a very beautiful, melodious way, he started to chant. And he recited all the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. And Yamuna was hearing it constantly and attentively. And he started feeling something, connection from his past. Because when he was child, he was very devoted. He had learnt all the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita and he was very devoted, father and mother and his grandfather. So he had all forgotten that and completely immersed in wealth and power. But now he had exclusive time with Ram Mishra to hear the Bhagavad Gita verses. So immediately what Yamuna told is, you please accept me as disciple. I will try to learn all these things from you. So then it was a very right time for Ram Mishra. So what he did is, okay, king, can you give me some days? We'll all sit together and we'll hear this. So what he did, 7 days he sat, and all 7 days they discussed on Bhagavad Gita, and the Ram Mishra was reciting Bhagavad Gita, and slowly Yamuna's past memory was reviving. Can you understand why his memories was reviving? Because he had eaten all the Taduvalai Patra for 2 months, and now this Ram Mishra's association is making him reminding of his past childhood. Whatever good things about God he has learned, he is able to remember it now. So what is the lesson corner we can learn from here is the power of blessings and association. Because of, so who blessed here? The blessing was done from Nath Muni, his grandfather, who himself was a very great Acharya. And then association of who? Association of Rama Mishra. So the blessings of the superiors and association of the superiors, we can get it, and we can add that one factor, Krishna, in our life to make our whole life of zeros into one, adding one to the bunch of zeros. So because grandfather Nath Muni prayed for his Yamuna and Ram Mishra gave his association. Now, what is the thing? What food for thought we can have here? So list down some examples who were brought back on right path by help of devotees. So some examples we can think of is Arjuna, is it not? Or we can say Dhritarashtra by Vidura. Dhritarashtra was a king. Some of you might know about the Mahabharata, which was this thing was Mahabharata Yuddha happened because of Dhritarashtra, because of his lack of knowledge. But by Vidura, his own brother's association, Dhritarashtra at the end of his life, he changed to a very good person devoted to God, and he perfected his life. This is the power of association. And also in Krishna Lila, where there was a serpent by name Kaliya, who was, lot of creating troubles in Vrindavan Vasis, but his own wife Nagapatnis were devotees of Krishna. So Serpent Kaliya got delivered by his own wife, who were devoted to Krishna. And then, as I told, warrior Arjuna by Lord Krishna. Arjuna was very confused, but by the association of Lord Krishna, he could change his attitude towards life and added the one factor, which is God in his life. And also Dhruva and Mother Suniti. This is also one example we're going to see in the next story, a story of Dhruva and all. So one application so far, what we can think of is, here is go on gathering the blessings and well wishes, because now Nath Muni had blessed him and the Rama Mishra has given well wishes and guided him. So we also have our superiors and elders in our life, right? So we should get their blessings and remember their blessings and be grateful for them, because they are constantly thinking of our welfare. And we should think of our teachers who have guided us. And most important is the Lord and devotees. You are all coming to this online session headed by so many devotees of devotees. So they are giving you very valuable guidance for your life. So we should gather the blessings, and with their prayers and blessings, it will help us in our life. And the way Yamuna was got back from his material life towards spiritual life, this is what will happen. So this is a practical application. So one point we should carry from this story is, we need association of saintly people. We need saintly people means those who are devoted to God, who have wonderful good qualities. So they are the saintly people. And not to forget the true treasure of our life, else one can conquer the wealth of whole world but cannot carry a single penny with oneself. So the most valuable application point we should remember is the yellow highlight thing you can see here. We need association of saintly people. So this is the application we learned today, and we'll go next. The story is not yet finished. I think the story finished here. We'll go to the next story, but before that, would you like to have any comments or questions here? Somebody had told, sir, I have a doubt.
Sir, I don't have any doubt.
Okay. Thank you. Then we'll go to the next session.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, you can ask.
Sir, is this story related to Kartikeya 2 movie? Because I have seen it. It has written as the people of Kurukshetra is killing the devotees of Krishna and stealing the stuff of.
No, what story which I just related, I haven't seen the movie you told, but the story which I told is, okay, I forgot to mention that. All of you know about Ramanujacharya?
Yeah, sir.
The great Acharya of South India, Ramanujacharya, who just, established the Sri Sampradaya, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya in the South, in Madurai and Srirangam. So the great Ramanujacharya, he is grand spiritual master. Just like you have grandfather, he had a grand spiritual master who is Yamunacharya, whose grandfather is Nath Muni. So Nath Muni is the grandfather of Yamunacharya, and Yamunacharya is the great spiritual master of Ramanujacharya. Now you can understand this story is taken from the real life of Yamunacharya. Okay, this
Sir, I have one more doubt. Why should the doors of Padmanabha Swami temple doors should not be opened?
Okay, you are telling about Ananta Padmanabha Swami temple.
Yeah, sir. It's in Kerala.
Yeah, it's in Kerala. Yes.
It's like the most dangerous temples means it should not be open, the doors. The doors are protected by snakes, cobras.
Yeah, actually, a lot of technical things are there, but in short, if I can say, previously the kings were very devoted to gods. They were the worshippers of Lord Vishnu, right? So
Yes, sir.
they considered all the wealth of entire kingdom to be the property of whom? Property not of his, not for his enjoyment. It is a property of God. So they used to collect all the excess money and keep it inside the wallet, so that whenever they used to feel the need for the betterment of society only they will take out from it. That's the reason they had the 7 and 8 vaults. And but now things have changed. The Kali Yuga has come, and people will just exploit all the money. So
Okay,
they had, I don't know the reason behind right now why they are, I mean, they are not opening it. But
sir,
then,
because I have heard that the government has opened 2 doors, chamber B and A. There are 2 more chambers, C and D. They should never be open. If we open the last D chamber, the whole world will collapse. It is written like that.
it is written, but we are not sure about it. But then, because
Okay,
of see the
sir, in chamber A and B, it has like when they
I mean,
tried
we
to
will
open
discuss.
chamber A, it was like snakes attacking them.
So because it has some, what we can say, the management of the temple was given to the temple descendants. So let them decide what they want to do. The government should not interfere. That's the stand we have to take. What happens and all, we don't know. If we have not seen what happens if it opens. But then the custodians of the temple, there is a generation coming there. So they are the people who should allow it. And
Okay.
without their consent, it cannot be taken. So that's a different subject matter. We can discuss it later. So we will go to the next story now.
Okay, sir.
So, and I will appreciate if any question related to the topic will come, because this goes into very different mode. Okay. So continuing with our theme, today is, the theme is what? Association, right? So we are going to have another story, short story of about regarding our association theme, the boy who became the star. Can you see the star here? Can you guess which is the brightest star in the planet, in our solar system right now? So this star is actually the pole star. No, that's a pole star. All of you might be seeing when the
Sir, sun.
Sir,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is a sun.
it is sun. Sun is closer, so it is brighter. But if you go the entire universe, there are many more suns which are much brighter. So right now we are talking about the pole star. Pole star is the one which even in modern times we use it for navigation, and previously technology was not this. So there is a story behind, beautiful story behind this star. So let us go ahead with the story. So long back, thousands of years back, there used to be a king. His name was Uttanapad, and he had 2 beautiful wives. One is Suruchi and Suniti. So Suniti means what? Niti means what? Moral values, right? So you can remember the names like this. Suniti means with moral values, and one more queen's name was Suruchi. Suruchi means she was very beautiful. So her name was Suruchi, and both of them had one son each. The son of the Uttanapad king was a grandson of Brahma. Here we are speaking of, and his 2 wives are Suniti and Suruchi. And Suniti had a son called as Dhruva, and Suruchi had a son named as Uttama. So there are 2 sons, Dhruva and Uttama, and both were the sons of Uttanapad, but they were from 2 different queens. But then there is a twist in this story. What happened is the king Uttanapad only liked Suruchi very much. Suruchi was very favorite of King Uttanapad, and hence Uttama, the son of Suruchi, was very dear to the king Uttanapad. Suniti was sidelined, and therefore Dhruva was also sidelined. So they're having family issues that time. So can you see here in this in the slideshow, some lady, so the queen is shouting them. So what happened here is, if you see the king Uttanapad is sitting on the throne, and the first son Uttama comes on his lap, and the king is very affectionate to the first son, which is Uttama, who is the son of Suruchi. But if you see on the right side, there is Dhruva, who is standing on the floor. He wanted to sleep like Uttama on the lap of his father. But then what happened? This Suruchi came and she chastised Dhruva, telling, you don't deserve to sit in the lap of your father, though you are son of the Uttanapad, but then you have not taken birth from my womb. Just see the arrogance of Suruchi. What is she telling is, You have not taken birth from my womb, therefore you cannot sit on the lap of your father Uttanapad. Only Uttanapad, who is eligible to sit on Uttanapad, who is eligible to sit on the throne, is only her son, which is Uttama. And she tells Dhruva. Dhruva is how many years old? He's just 5 years old. Both of them are just 5 years old. They don't know all this hate and everything, but then is exposed to such a situation where her stepmother Suruchi is chastising him to be sitting on the lap of Uttanapada. And she tells further that if at all if you want to come to the lap of your father, then you have to take birth in my womb, then only you can come. You are not worthy for this. You take birth in my womb. So how do you take birth in a womb? Is you worship Lord Vishnu, and then Vishnu blesses you, then you take birth in my womb, then you become eligible to come to the throne. Just imagine the kind of feelings which Dhruva might have got it. And what in the whole episode, what is Uttanapad doing here, the king? Can you see here in the slide, silence become violence. So who is silent here? The silence is done by Uttanapad. So Uttanapad is completely silent. He is seeing Suruchi chastising his stepson Dhruva in front of him, and he is not able to do anything. He just became silent. Why? Because Suruchi was the favorite queen of his, and therefore he only favored his son Uttama. So he just became silent. But what was going on in the mind of Dhruva was a huge tsunami, a huge volcano was coming out of him. Right? So what lesson we can learn from this? Next slide. So we can see the lesson one is beauty is in the eyes of beholder. See here why Uttanapad was attached to Suruchi, because she was very beautiful. Now there are two types of beauties. One is inner beauty and one is outer beauty. Outer beauty is like skin deep. Whatever the skin is there, so that skin is very beautiful, the shape is beautiful, that's it. And when the body ends, the beauty ends there. But there is something inner beauty, which is inner beauty is our character, our values which we have in our life. That is the inner beauty. So King Uttanapad was only seeing the outer beauty, external beauty of Suruchi, but neglecting the Suniti's internal beauty of good character and values. So which is most important? Is outer external beauty is important or internal beauty? And why? You can see that. Next one. Because external beauty is very temporary. As I told, once the body dies, whatever beautiful skin you have, whatever beautiful shape you have, whatever wealth you have, everything is taken away. So external beauty is temporary. Whereas when your character is there, when you have a value system, even when you die, we remember the person. A lot of people in India and abroad, they have died and gone. But don't we remember them? We remember Arjuna for his good qualities. We remember so many devotees, just like we talked of Ramanujacharya and Yamunacharya. So they were all great devotees of the Lord. They had deep, good characters and values in their life. Even after 1,000 years of Ramanujacharya's appearance, we still remember him. We still relish him. Why? Because the internal beauty which they had is very beautiful and permanent. Whereas external beauty goes away. Who remembers a heroine when she becomes old and dies? There are a lot of Bollywood and Hollywood stars who die very pathetically, and nobody remembers them at the time of death or even after death. Who are remembered are with good qualities. Therefore, internal quality is permanent. This is some lesson we can see from this story of Uttanapad and Suruchi and Suniti. So we should have not the skin deep relationship. We should have heart deep relationship. Among all of you who are just very kids and young age and teenagers, you should think we should go for the heart deep relationship. Make heart to heart relationship with your friends, colleagues and parents and everybody. Don't look for the external skin. This is what we should learn. Now, how this has impacted Dhruva, we'll see this. Now, Dhruva was very morose. He was 5 years old, but then he comes from a very great family of Kshatriya. And you know what the Kshatriya means? Kshatriya means a warrior. Can a warrior tolerate any insult for him? And the kind of insult which Suruchi, the stepmother, has caused him is intolerable. He is completely profusely devastated and crying. He goes to his mother. And now we can see here his mother Suniti is standing, and the boy Dhruva is crying pathetically, but he was angry and he was crying also at the same time. And then he asks, Mother, why is it that I am discriminated? And my stepmother told I should take birth in her womb and worship Lord Vishnu. What should I do? Then Suniti tells, yes, my dear boy, what your stepmother says is very true. See, here Suniti is very intelligent and she is very, very accommodative. She is not blaming Suruchi. She tells, yes, your stepmother has told the correct thing. Your father doesn't love me. He loves only Suruchi. Therefore, his son gets the priority. Now, and another thing she tells is, no, I can give you the love of one mother. But then if you go to Lord Vishnu, he will give you millions of mothers' love. That is the great love and affection the Lord Vishnu can give you. How, with my one mother's love, how can I pacify you? So you should go and search for Lord Vishnu. Then Dhruva asks, oh, my mother, my stepmother also told about Vishnu. You also told about Vishnu. I want Vishnu now. I want to meet this person. I want a kingdom greater than my grandfather Brahma. My great-grandfather Brahma has a big kingdom. I want something greater than him also. Because he is a warrior, Dhruva is asking like this. And he says to mother, where will I get this? Where will I get Lord Vishnu to get the kingdom greater than my great-grandfather? And then Suniti says, very peacefully, I have heard that Lord Vishnu, if somebody wants to get Lord Vishnu, they go to the forest and do some tapasya or something. So you can explore that way. So Suniti guides his son Dhruva to go to the forest and meditate on Lord Vishnu. This is we can say a good association from Suniti. Suniti, the word means that she gives good guidance. So here also she is doing the duty of giving good guidance to his son Dhruva. We'll see what happens next. And then Dhruva goes to the forest. And sure enough, when he is going there, Lord Vishnu is knowing that there is one little boy who is very determined to find me. So what Lord Vishnu does is, he sends his most confidential servant to help little Dhruva to attain him. So who is that most confidential servant? Is Narada Muni. Narada Muni is a very transcendental spaceman. He travels all across the space and gives his Krishna consciousness to every living entity. And when Lord Vishnu directs from his heart, within his heart, go to Dhruva and guide him. So Narad Muni comes here and then he meets Dhruva in the forest. What is Dhruva doing there? He went to the forest. He is asking animals and birds, have you seen Lord Vishnu? Have you seen Lord Vishnu? He was very determined to find Lord Vishnu. And his purpose was to get a kingdom greater than his great-grandfather, Lord Brahma. So he is testing, where is Vishnu? Where is Vishnu? He is asking everywhere. Narad Muni comes and meets him. See in this photo, Narad Muni is standing in front of Dhruva and Dhruva is asking him, oh, my dear sage, can you tell me where is Lord Vishnu? Now, Narad Muni is also, he will not just reveal, he may think that this Dhruva might not be determined. So he wants to test Dhruva, whether how much you want Lord Vishnu in your life. Do you want him 100%? Or do you have something like 50% I want Vishnu and other 50% I will do this and that? So you want to basically test Dhruva, and then he tells him, oh Dhruva, don't be annoyed with your stepmother and your father. You're just 5 years old. It's a time for you to play around with your kids. And when you become, 18 years or something, then you can come and do tapasya and then attain Lord Vishnu, because it's very difficult for a 5 years old boy to get it. So Dhruva is advised by Narad Muni like this. But Dhruva is very determined. His determination is so fierce. And at one point he says, oh Narad Muni, if you have come to help me, then please help me. If you don't want to help me, then get away from my way. I will find Lord Vishnu. That is his determination. He is one-pointedly wanted to see Lord Vishnu face to face and get a kingdom greater than his great grandfather. That was his level of determination. He's selling to Narada Muni. Next slide. So what application point from this determination we can see is, see, we are also determined. Like we also want to have good studies. We want to be a good, devoted child. We want to be a good person. But then what is the determination we have? So God will also test our determination before he gives better things for us. This is the thing. So here Narad Muni is testing Dhruva, whether his intention is strong enough, whether he is determined to get the thing what he wants. That is the first test God will give. He will test your determination. And then next slide. And here, see, many times we have these resolutions we make. Okay, this year 2023 has started January 1st. Let me make some resolution. I will do this. I will study this many hours in a day. I will do this much chanting. I will do all these things. But then resolutions we day for one day, we follow it and we just finish it. We again forget our resolution. But then here, what is the meaning of determination? Dhruva was determined to just not for one day. We'll see in the future how he's doing tapasya for such a long period. And then next, we have to determine to always follow good character and virtues in life. You know what is very natural in this world? It's very natural to be negative. It is very natural to be depressed. It is very natural to blame others. It is very natural to blame our own selves. But then if you want to something good you want to do, something good you want to achieve, you want to have good virtues in life, we have to be determined. Because the current of life, the current of the river is flowing in one direction, we have to be at least swimming. We have to be determined to not to be flowed away by the river. So that is the importance of determination for everything we do in our life. We can learn this from Dhruva Maharaj. And then Srila Prabhupada says that if you don't have determination, then we're like animals only. Oh, this is very strong statement. Why it is told? Because see, an animal, as soon as he sees something, he starts barking. As soon as he gets something, he just attacks it, and he just doesn't control his own mind. Whatever comes to the mind, he just does it. He doesn't have determination. Can you tell an animal to do fasting? Only human beings can do some fasting on some good vratas and all because it's good for the body. But the animals don't have any determination. So if the human beings also don't have determination, then we are like animals. So that's the power of determination. So now here, the apprehensions of a father. Next one. So now, as we told, now Dhruva goes to the forest. Let me just fast forward it. Now Dhruva goes to the forest, and then in first month, what he does it, he is now Narad Muni has explained to him completely about how to do tapasya, how Lord Vishnu looks like, how to meditate him on your mind and fix your mind. So he's doing the Ashtanga Yoga, which is 8-fold system: Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Like this, there's 8 stages. He's doing it. So first month, what he does, every third day, he will eat only fruits and berries. So every 3 days, only once he will eat these fruits. And the second month, what he did, every 6th day, he is eating dry grass and leaves. And then third month, he took water only for once in 9 days, he took water. And then he gradually increased. In the 4th month, every 12 days, he is inhaling the air. Can you imagine? That is the power of our yoga system. One can control his body like this. He can only inhale the air once in every 12 days. That's 4th month. 5th month, then he started controlling his breathing completely, and he stood in one leg completely, like in the posture. That happened in 5th month. And then in the 6th month, what he did, he completely absorbed in the form of Lord Vishnu, which Narad Muni has described. So he's just completely meditating on the Lord form of Lord Vishnu, completely absorption. Then he stops in entire breathing also. In the 5th month, he was at least breathing. Now in 6th month, he stopped breathing. Now this power of yoga is so huge that one little boy, 5 years old, he started to control his own body with the power of yoga. The entire universe was getting affected. All the demigods like Indra, Chandra, and different lokas, they started feeling suffocation because the entire air was stopped within Dhruva. That is the power of yoga. And then they all approached Lord Vishnu. Oh, my dear Lord, this Dhruva is making such a huge penance. So please help us. Lord Vishnu told, yes, he is my devotee. I will go and bless him. You don't worry. Please go on to your words. So Lord Vishnu, what he does, he comes in front of Dhruva, and immediately Dhruva was meditating on Lord Vishnu. He was picturizing Lord Vishnu in his mind. Immediately that stopped and his meditation broke. Oh, where did Lord Vishnu go? He was there in my mind. He was there in my meditation. He just went off. He opened his eyes. When he opened his eyes, he saw the same form of Lord Vishnu in front of him, beautiful form of Lord Vishnu. And then, he's the most attractive. So his meditation was complete with the form of Lord Vishnu in front of him. Now Dhruva wanted to offer some prayers, but then he was just 5 years old. What can he do? So Lord Vishnu understood it and he touched conch shell on his. Can you see the second picture? He is touching a conch shell on the head of Dhruva, and he empowers Dhruva to recite beautiful verses from in glorifications of Lord Vishnu. Now Dhruva, after seeing Lord Vishnu, what was the thing? He came to see Lord Vishnu to get a great kingdom better than his great grandfather Brahma. But then that desire completely got finished, because what he's able to see is the form of Lord Vishnu, which is like a great diamond. And he was looking for some broken glass of pieces. So he considered his kingdom as some broken glass of piece, whereas Lord Vishnu is a real diamond. He is standing in front of him. So he did not ask the benediction at all. And Lord Vishnu understood that. And then he told, oh my Dhruva, my dear son Dhruva, I know you don't want to ask it, but then still I want to give you the benediction. I will give you a kingdom greater than Lord Brahma, which is the Dhruva Loka, which is the pole star which you saw. So then Dhruva got this benediction of getting that pole star, and Lord Vishnu appeared. So his complete mission is completed, but he's still 5 years old. We'll quickly go through what happened next. So what lesson we learned quickly? Next slide. So here the thing is, initially Dhruva was not knowing how to get Lord Vishnu, but he had a strong desire. He was determined. So we can see here in this sentence, some things are written in capital letters. What is that? Strong desire, determination, right? These two are the words. So very key words in our lesson here. We should have a strong desire, and then we should be determined to get that desire fulfilled. These are the two qualities which Lord Dhruva had. And then Lord became pleased and arranged Narad Muni for Dhruva for these two qualities of having a strong desire and being so fiercely determined. And also the word Dhruva means determination. Yes, next thing. So what is there in our hand is desire. Can you see, can we do that much tapasya like Dhruva did? We cannot do it in this age of Kali, where our body is so weak. We suddenly cannot do the penances which Dhruva did. But what is in our hand is to desire. If we have the desire to do our devotional service properly, then the Lord will also guide. Narada Muni may not come, but different devotees will come and guide us. That's how the Lord will arrange. And also one lesson we can learn is that Dhruva was not having any power to tell the prayers. That means it was not Dhruva's ability to recite in power. So ultimately, who gave the power for him to glorify Lord Vishnu? That is Lord himself, by touching conch shell on the head of Dhruva. So Lord only empowers us for everything in this world. So final thing which we learn is Dhruva came for the kingdom. He wanted a kingdom greater than Lord Brahma, But then when he came in association with Lord Narada Muni and the Lord himself, his desire got completely purified. Purified in the sense, he thought that what is this kingdom? It's very small. It's very insignificant in front of the vision of Lord Vishnu. The vision of Lord Vishnu, the association of devotees, is such a huge benediction, the huge gift I have already got in my life. I don't want anything in my life. I don't want kingdom. That was the attitude of Dhruva. But then Lord Vishnu, what he did? He still told, no, because you have already desired, I will still give you. You enjoy your life in this earthly planet for a long life of 36,000 years. You become the king of this world. And at the end of your life, you will attain a state of spiritual world, which is Dhruvaloka, which I have created separately for you. And you will reside in the Dhruvaloka, which is non-different from the spiritual world. So Lord fulfilled both his desires and also gave him devotion. So this is all because he added one factor. One is Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu in his life. So by that, not only his desires got fulfilled, but his desires got purified also, and he got the higher thing other than his desire also. These are the lessons we learn from this story. And we'll just quickly go through what happened next. So then real transformation happened. And the king, when he returned to the kingdom, the king Uttanapad, he apologized for him. And even the heart of Suruchi also got transformed. Oh, my dear boy, I had made a great injustice to you. So then both of the entire family got together here, because one person, Dhruva, became a devotee of the Lord. His father, his stepmother, his stepbrother, his mother, everybody came together and became a happy family. So that means if one person becomes a devotee, you can make your family into a very happy family. That's the real transformation which happened. So therefore, the only solution to the problem is devotion to Lord Krishna. We'll see a short video here. Trying to fight with each other.
Is it audio? Is it okay?
Yes, it's audible. So this is just a small video which shows just a fiction where two different groups are coming to fight with each other with complete, animosity and everything. But then when they start devotion service in their life, they all become happy and they forget all their envy and enmity which they have with each other. They just become devotees. So that's how the world can become a great place to live. So what is the lesson we'll learn from this story of Dhruva is, Mother Suniti's good attitude is very important. See, what is the good attitude which Suniti had is, she did not degrade degrade Suruchi. She did not pinpoint fault in his own husband Uttanapad. What she did was, she took that entire situation and guided Dhruva for a very wonderful mission in his life. So basically, she changed the entire scenario from becoming a worse and become enemies to become a great personalities. So because of her attitude, she changed the whole scenario. Dhruva was angry and he got pacified. Next. And Uttanapad was neglectful. Then he understood his mistake and he became a transformed person. And third thing which happened is, Suruchi was very envious of Dhruva. She wanted her own son only to inherit the kingdom. But then she became very motherly. Why? Because Dhruva became a great devotee. So all these things happened. Why? Because of Mother Suniti's good attitude. And one more lesson we can learn about, apart from the attitude is unity is possible when there is a God-centered life. When there is a God-centered life, when you make God as a center, then all your interpersonal enmities, envies, competitive mentality, everything goes away. You start valuing each other. You start respecting each other. Like this, the whole world, as our Hindu, our Sanatana Dharma calls is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means entire world becomes like a one place, one family to live. And at one family to become as one family has to have one head of the family, and that is God. And that is Krishna. So therefore, a family which prays together stays always together, not just stays together, it stays together happy. That's the thing. These are the lessons which we learn. So, and one more thing is, we call this house as a bhavan. What does this bhavan means? Bhava means, bha means where the Bhagwan resides. Bhagwan or God. Wherever God resides, that is bhavan. So our home is a bhavan. So in our bhavan, we want Bhagwan to reside. Then it becomes actual bhavan. If you remove bha from here, in the word bhavan, if you read bha, what remains is one. One means what? Forest. So in what happens in forest is animals are fighting with each other. They're just exploiting each other for their own selfish needs. So if we want to become bhavan, our home as bhavan, then bha has to be there. Bhagwan has to be there. So these are the lessons we learned from this story, where Suniti's good attitude, Dhruva's devotion made everything possible for him. And then we also see similarly in this modern day, the same message is carried by Srila Prabhupada, our ISKCON's follower, ISKCON's founder Acharya. He built a home which is where the whole world can live. So what happened at the ending of the story is, he and then Dhruva ruled for a long 36,000 years of age. He ruled the kingdom very, very wonderfully. And at the end of his life, a beautiful chariot is coming here. What this chariot is, Vaikuntha airplane, where the Vishnu Dutas are directly coming in and transporting him from this world to the Dhruva Loka, which is given by the Lord to Dhruva for his penance. So Dhruva is going in the plane, but can you see here, Dhruva is looking still behind. You know whom is he looking? He is looking backwards to see. Whom is he looking is, he is looking his mother. Oh, my mother only helped me to attain this stage because she guided me to go to the forest, and then I met Narad Muni, and then I attained Lord Vishnu. So where is my mother? How can I go without her? He is worried about his mother, and then he is therefore looking backwards. But then Lord Vishnu Dutas, they comfort him. No, my dear Dhruva, don't worry. There is another plane which is taking her to your place. So your mother also will come to you. Don't worry. So that is the beautiful attitude of Dhruva Maharaj. And then what happens next is, what lessons we learn from here? Next slide. This is very important for all of us. This is sentence we should remember. Attitude of gratitude decides our altitude. Altitude means how much high you want to go in life. Somebody wants to become a great engineer, great doctor, so many things. Altitude means the height in your life. You may achieve great heights in your life. But then what keeps you there is the attitude of gratitude. Whom we should be grateful for? We should be grateful for all the people who came across, who made us achieve that altitude. And who are those people we should remember as a form of gratitude? Just like Dhruva remembered his mother, we should also remember. So here you can see how high we can go in our life is based on how much we value the help we received in our life. All of you are students, your teachers, your elders, your friends, everybody has helped you. And then only you are going to become a very great person in your life, in the future life. So even if you become a great person in your life, you should remember who all are the people who helped you in your life, because of whom I'm going to be that position. So this sentence is very catchy. You can remember this. It's very powerful. If one is not grateful, then one becomes grateful. Choice is ours. Means you want to become grateful, or if you don't become grateful, then the next option is you are grateful, because you have not remembered and appreciated the contributions of so many people, including devotees in your life. So how do we apply this point? Quickly we can go. We have to practically apply this. Some expression of gratitude is, you can say, saying thank you. Like if you always use the word thank you is one way of doing it. Whatever little person the meaning of thank you is, you just value the person that is given you. You value the thing which has contributed, so you're saying thank you. But not only saying thank you, your action also should say thank you. How will you say through your actions? Is whenever some devotees or some elders give you some nice instructions, you should follow in their footsteps. You should follow their words. By following their words, you actually are saying thank you by your actions. So then we should think, whom are we grateful to? Are we grateful to our parents, our teachers? Yes, we are. Are we grateful to our parents who has given us this opportunity to lead such a wonderful life and education and far beyond that? And our teachers and people in general, are we grateful to them? And most important, devotees of the Lord who are reminding us of this great treasure of India, great treasure of our spirituality. So are we grateful for them? So we should remember this, just like Dhruva was completely grateful to his mother. We should never forget our things and people who have given us this position to attain. So then what is the practical way of saying thank you to our devotees? Chanting Hare Krishna and keeping our life pure with good character is the best form of method of expressing gratitude to the Lord and his devotees. It's very important. I will repeat this. First is chant Hare Krishna regularly, and then keep or lead your life purely with good character. In the best, that is so these two things: lead a good character life, pure life, and then regularly chant Hare Krishna. So how will you do this? How can you do this? Today's theme was association. So how will we be able to keep a pure character, good character, is through association of saintly people, as we learned. So this is how we express our gratitude. And then Dhruva Maharaj's beautiful comes. He is empowered by the Lord to recite these beautiful verses. Bhakti munah pravartham tvayi me prasanyo huyad ananta mahatam amalasyanam yenanjaslam uru vashanam bhavangvyam neshe bhavat guna kathamrita panamattaha. So this beautiful verse he recites. So what ultimately he says is the sentence which is highlighted there, I may associate with great devotees. See, the Dhruva is getting a huge planet, a spiritual planet, Dhruva Loka, and he also got He also got Earth to rule for 36,000 years. But still, he is praying. His one prayer is, I may get associate with great devotees. So this is one thing he is very much valuing in his life. He got everything. He got Lord Vishnu. But even though he got Vishnu, but how did he got Vishnu? Because of great devotees like Lord Narada and his mother who guided him. So therefore, he is telling, I should get devotee association life after life. This is what he is praying. So this is the two stories. Now there is a time for quick. I can share you the link. All of you can just a small quiz out of what you have learned from here.
In the quiz, there is a.
Oh, can you share that quiz?
I will share. I will share.
So to summarize, today we talked about the theme of association, how the association affects us. We started with the magnet example, where the magnet was able to, the iron rod was able to attract the iron pieces only because the iron rod has the association of magnet. So here, who is the iron and who are the magnet? The magnet are the devotees, and we are all irons. So if you want to achieve something in life, then we should get association of devotees. And then we talked about two wonderful stories. One of Yamunacharya, who is the great disciple, great grandfather, grand disciple, grand child of Natha Muni, and also the great grand spiritual master of Ramanujacharya. His story, how he transformed from a worldly king to a devotee. And the second story about Dhruva Maharaj, where he was completely shattered because of negativities in his life, but then he got good association in the form of his mother and in the form of Narada Muni, and because of this, he perfected his life also. So this is the power of association. So based on these two stories, we would like to have a small quiz, and let us see how many of you can remember. Prabhu, can you share? Yeah, it is shared in this thing. So I have given 3 minutes for you.
Let them take their time. After this program also they can fill it.
Okay.
So there is a match the pair. One question is there where for more options you have to scroll the screen. Okay, scroll the screen and match proper. Correctly, you can match. You can scroll to the right. Use your fingers and scroll the screen so that you can get more options there. Especially for match the pair. If you are using mobile, then you have to actually scroll the screen.
I hope everyone is able to see the quiz there, right? Okay, we'll do the quiz later. I think we have a small chanting session now. Can we go for it, Prabhu?
Yeah, we might. It's already late now. No problem. Tomorrow, maybe next time when we are starting, we can chant in the beginning 5 minutes. Then
yes, Prabhu. So generally, so now we cannot take much of your time. So just now in the beginning, I think yesterday also you have chanted 27 mantras of Hare Krishna mantra. You can all chant together. So that's a practical way of what today we learned about gratitude. So, and want to become a good character in life. So by chanting on the rounds, we are showing gratitude to our devotees and our parents. So somebody
Nikita has some question.
Yeah. Yes, you can ask, Nikita.
Unmute and unmute. You have to unmute.
Well, presentation, I could not take your questions. You can ask now if you have any.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I have a doubt, like Dhruva Maharaj went for meditation. In which forest did he meditate?
He went to Madhuvan.
Okay,
Madhuban is was situated in the northern India, and that is a place where he performed his tapasya.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
You. If you had in between lecture also somebody had asked some doubts, if you have, you want to repeat those doubts or ask now, you can ask.
Vaibhav can ask.
Vaibhav had some.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
When I'm in quiz, Prabhu, I mean,
solving the quiz, is it?
No, Prabhu, while registering in Wisdom Tales, my father's name has been registered in that.
I've changed this. I've changed it. You can put your name, no problem.
But Prabhu, when I'm putting my name itself, I tried. It is showing wrong. But when I tried my father name also, it is showing as wrong.
You can continue, no problem. There is not an issue.
Okay, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you for all of you for your patient hearing. So please take this point once again. The attitude of your gratitude will decide your altitude. So be grateful to your parents, be grateful to the devotees and your friends, and in general, everybody, whoever has contributed to you. And by the association of, main point is by association of devotees, all of you are going to get a very good character, as we learned that what is the external beauty will always going to be temporary. What is important is the internal beauty, and we have to give time to become internally beautiful. And how to become internally beautiful is chant the holy names, because by chanting, like somebody calls like Sujay is there, right? So if I call Sujay, immediately Sujay will know that I am calling him. Like that, when you chant Hare Krishna, then Krishna is actually hearing it. He will understand that this person is trying to call me. So he will be attentive. So by chanting, you can become internally pure and blissful and happy, and also become a very good character and develop that inner beauty which we spoke of today. And how all these things will happen is by the association of devotees of the Lord. So we should keep our good association and then follow in the footsteps of devotees. Then all of you will become pure hearted, and you will also be adding one factor in your life. Remember, you're all studying now and doing many duties, you're adding zeros, but then add one factor, which is Krishna in your life. That becomes complete life. Dhruva completed his life. Yamunacharya completed his life. All these devotees, Arjuna completed. So we have to successfully complete the life by adding the factor 1, and that is through association. So this is the summary I can tell. So thank you all very much for your patient hearing. I think hope all of you are hungry now. I will not take your time. You can just chant Hare Krishna once for all of you. Together we can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.